Howdy, 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 people of YouTube. You probably heard the news that damn near everybody who isn't at 1,000 subs is basically being demonetized. But we ain't gonna let that stop us. We're gonna keep on doing videos. Keep on doing videos, keep on doing our thing, you know? Keep on staying salty, as I like to call it. And yeah, cleaning the tank. Hey look, frog spawn. I was just wiping some green algae down. That's all I was doing. And I know it looks like I'm filming on a potato probably, because this phone isn't activated yet. It's just being used for YouTube. We had a snail die the other day. I don't know of what cause. I have no idea, but that's him right there. That shell right there is him. That's a new one behind him that I just got last night because I figured, hey, I can't do this tank without a bunch of snails, because honestly there's a bunch of waste every few days or so, and I need to clean the shell. I really do. There's some algae in here I need to get rid of. I probably should do a water change, but I just did one a few days ago. Try not to do them so many days apart. You're supposed to, I believe you're supposed to change water and salt water at least once a week. That's just what I've been told. And yeah, that's what I've been told by the LFS owner. And by doing my own research, that's what I kind of came to a conclusion of. And especially if you have a nano tank, you need to change that at least once a week. And you need to have a supply of salt water around. And if you don't, then you're kind of SOL. Straight out of luck. And if you don't know what I mean by a supply of salt water, is I mean the usually 9 times out of 10, your LFS owner supplies RODI fish water, which means reverse osmosis deionized fish water. You know, not the stuff you get out of your kitchen fridge or whatever, or off your RO unit, but it's reverse osmosis deionized. And what that is it basically sucks all the minerals out of the water, and then the person at the fish store will put them back in with a what do you call that? A rebalancer. Sorry, I hate to tell you, yeah, I just rolled out of bed, but I don't care. After this, we're probably going to go watch the 20 gallon for about 20 minutes. We're going to end this video, though. We're going to do 1 video, 2 video, 3 video. And I'm going to keep to that today. And if you stay around long enough, you might hear me tell you what I plan on doing for the future. I kind of thought about this the other day. I want to get into photography and videography, and the only way to do that is, you know, obviously have some sort of camera device. I have that. I have a GoPro, so obviously that's not very hard. A lot of people don't know you can actually attach a camera lens to a GoPro. It's very, that part is hard, yeah. But, I found that out a couple of days ago after asking somebody that question like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like if you could do it or if it was possible. And they told me no, it wasn't possible. Well, I found other information. So don't always trust your first go-to, is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand and know. Because the first person you talk to isn't always right. And yeah, I don't always listen to everybody right off the bat. I like to learn from experience. And a lot of people probably don't like that about my channel, but I really don't care. And yeah, I'm cleaning the bubble algae, but in a little bit you'll see me probably stick my hand in there and pull it out of there. Yeah, people say you should probably do that when you do a water change, but I don't. I pull it out when I see it fit to pull it out. Because I like to get all this crud off there. And no, I don't try to put my hands in the tank all the time. I try to let this one sit. Sometimes I'm the only one that will put their hands in the tank though. So that kind of tells you that I'm the only one in this house that really takes care of the fish. Hey, I think we got another shrimp that molted. There's a molt down there. You guys can't see it, but I can see it. Let's see, can you see it if I turn on the flash? Nah, kinda. It's right there where my finger is. Anyhow, this is just my little 25, and I would like to get a hang on back Aesop's Refugium. Right now, I ain't got the extra $100 and some odd, and once I do that, I anyways will need a Planet Plus hang on back Refugium light. It can also be used as a Refugium light for you people out there that don't know. The Phoenix Planet Plus can be used as a Refugium light. It's only 40 bucks. 40 bucks, people. Just letting you know. Just giving you my knowledge because that's what I know at this point. But as soon as I get the extra money, that's what I'll have in here is a hang on back Aesop's Refugium, and I'll be using an Aesop's light, like I said. Or I mean, not an Aesop's Phoenix light, sorry. I get ahead of myself sometimes, you guys already know that. Phoenix Planet Plus Aquarium light, because when I was reading online the other night, I found out that that can be used for a refugium. I really need to get back here in the back and clean that straight line. All is well, Bubba. Other than losing a snail the other day, all is well. I mean, we haven't had any more loss. Let's see if we can see the shrimp. They hide up in the shell here. Nope, no shrimps. No shrimps in the shell. What's up, Big E's? What's up, people? You see these little things on the edge of the shell there? Those little white things? That's what the shrimp eat. I didn't realize that until a couple of days. Well, I actually kind of realized that when he told me. I just didn't understand what he meant. They look like a little anemone, okay? That little white thing up close. If you were to put it under a microscope, that's what it'd look like. I like to share my information that I've learned, if you guys haven't figured that out by now. I want to glue all these rocks together. So I want to take this rock and glue it to that one. And then, you guys will understand why I say this in a minute. I want to take that rock, glue it to that one, and then be able to somehow spike that one off of one of this thing's branches here and glue it to that one. And I have this thing, this acrylic thing that I want to throw up in there to kind of somewhat put some more little frags on, some disc frags though, some little, you know, on the rounder disc. Other than this frog spawn that I've already got, he's only an inch. He was sitting at the bottom of the frag rack. He was literally laying on the bottom of the tank, and I was like, hey, I'll save this guy. Maybe he'll get big in my tank. I don't know if they have like male, female, or something like that. I believe it's just polyp. There's thousands of polyps on a coral, and that's what I know. I don't know if they have sex. I don't know all that yet. I haven't gotten that far. So, I mean, I figure frog spawn probably pretty easy to take care of. A lot of people you usually get that first. I treat with the Aqua Vitro calcium if anybody wants to know what I use. I also use Aqua Vitro's other product. I can't remember what it is because I don't have any right now, but I use that as well for like remineralization or what is it? Not remineralization. It's like a buffer. I can't remember what it's called right now. I'm bad with names, okay? So if I ever say, I can't remember what it's called right now, I typically can't. I used to have this spot-on, picture-perfect memory. Now, as I get older, it's slowly digressing. I want this 180 gallon they just got at the fish store. It's a used tank, but I want it. I really want it. Like, if I had the extra money right now, man. I got too many wants right now. Anywho, where is my razor blade? Let's get that calcium off of that. Lovely. Let's figure this thing over. Cancel. It was trying to end the video. I'm not ready to do that yet. But I do need to find some place to put the phone. While I'm scraping the calcium off the back. There's water in my protein skimmer. Looks like pee. Looks like somebody peed in a protein skimmer. Somebody peed in a protein skimmer. They peed in it. No, I'm kidding. No, but literally, it looks like pee, doesn't it? It does. You know when you go down to the beach and you see the water and it looks like this? That's what it is. When you go down to the beach and you see the foam and it's rising up to the shore, that's the fish's pooping and piss. Oh, and I just cleaned the bottom of this thing out the other day. It's dirty again. That means my fish poop too much. Or possibly, quite possibly, I feed too many little cubes. I don't think it's I feed too many little cubes, because I only feed 2 or 3. Yeah. Then they get seaweed or whatever, like what's down here on the clip. But, like I said, I don't think it's too much food, because every time I put food in this tank, these guys eat it up. And if you're wondering why I'm not worried about this snail flipping over, because this snail right here can flip over on its own. I still see its tentacles moving. Means it's still alive. I have like 3 of those little snails in there. And then 1 big snail. Oh, I gotta move the protein skimmer back. Oh, no. What was that? That did not sound good at all. Um, I gotta put the phone down. Okie dokie. Got all the calcium off the back, salt creep, whatever you want to call it. Well, most of it. That's the machine you're seeing now. But yeah, I got most of it. There's still a spot, but I can get that later with the mag float. Put some vinegar on the mag float. That usually gets it off. Look at all that algae back there, that pink algae. Let's talk about that for a second. So when you start out your tank with live rock, you get that pink algae. And when you start out your tank with live rock and sand, you get that pink algae. But you got to do that before introducing all sorts of like fish. What I suggest is get a piece of live rock you know is out of a like a main tank. What's up, Darren? What's up, HC Aqua? What's up, Big Ease? What's up, Bubba? How's it going in the chat? And anyways, as I was saying, the pink algae basically is a sign that your tank is progressing and that your tank is growing and maturing. And thank you for that comment. I wish I would see more videos of your chickens, man. I actually like watching chickens, as lame as people probably find that. A few months back when I was living on a farm, or no, a few years back when I was living on a farm with a friend, he had chickens. His mom had chickens. I helped kind of somewhat take care of them a little bit. I learned some things about chickens I never once knew before, and I learned how to tell the males from the females by their feet, and a lot of people don't know that. But as I was saying, a lot of people don't know about the pink algae. That's the same sign as of maturity, or vice versa, you know, showing the tank's doing well. I like progress, if you guys can't tell. I see something. I hope that's a molt. And if that's a molt, that means he's molted twice in the last 2 weeks. That may or may not be a good sign. I'm not sure at this point. I don't know when it comes to shrimp, because shrimps are not my expertise. I love the coralline algae because I think it gives the tank character, but that's just me. Let's see, can I get a close-up on those things I was just talking about a few minutes ago? Okay, I see one right there. Okay, you see that thing right there, that little white thing that's moving back and forth between this hole? Right there. That little white thing is what shrimps eat. And I don't know exactly what it's called. I believe it's Aptasia or something. No. What is it called? It's something of the sort. I can't remember what it's called. Hey Nick, how's it going tonight? First time catching you live. Things looking good. I got some two baddies. Scarlet's baddies last night. Hey Fish Fam. That comes from Gary's Aquatics. By the way, if you guys can't tell, I'm not using the camera stand right now. So if it's shaky, that's my fault, because my hands are a little shaky. I have arthritis in both hands at 26. I know that's hard to believe, but yeah, that's my own fault too. He still doesn't have a name. You know, everybody says they're hard to set up, but no, really what it is they're hard to take care of if you don't know what you're doing. And I don't mean to say it like a pompous ass and act like nobody knows what they're doing. Um, but yeah, what I mean by that is like if you don't do the proper research or go through the proper avenues to learn everything you need to know inside of a fish tank, you probably won't do that well off the start. That was a funny one, I was thinking Remo, but I haven't really decided on that name yet. How big of a tank would you need to start? Well, it depends on like have you ever experimented with freshwater before, and have you ever vice versa had a nano tank? If you've had a nano tank, I'd say you could start out with any size tank in the saltwater game. But if you've never owned a nano tank or anything like that, I'd say start out with probably like 60 to 75 gallons or bigger. Because the reason I say bigger is because not a lot of people understand that, oh, you put all this stuff inside small box gets dirty, small box does not always produce what you want it to. So you kind of need bigger environment to produce the ecosystem that you're trying to raise, if that makes any sense. And basically through that you're creating some sort of environment that all these little micro critters as well as the big critters can survive in. And basically with that being said, I think I kind of hit that on the nail or on the head, blah blah blah. At first when I got the frog spawn, it wasn't like lighting up like it did at the store, and I kind of know why though. I have different lighting than the store, and for it to do that I have to turn my brightest light off. See how it turned green just now? It looks totally different, doesn't it? That's because they don't like the white light. I should probably invest in a Kessel next. And then have that on for 2 hours. Or, I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. Because if I get a Kessel, I have to get two of them, two $239 ones. And that is a 168. I think it's called an AE or something like that. I could be wrong on the specific letters. They don't like each other that much. I don't know if you guys have figured that out. This one perches right in front of that one all the time. This one swims around that one. Maybe they do like each other. Maybe I'm just got it twisted. But what I was saying is basically the light itself, they are $239. And because the brand speaks for itself, they can get that all day long. And you kind of gotta be willing to spend that to get the excellent looking coral, excellent looking tank, yada yada, so on and so forth. Not saying I can't have coral with this light I have right here because it is designed for that, but I would rather something better that doesn't have compact tubes in it, or compact fluorescents as you call them in the reef world. And I noticed we're starting to get a lot more people on here as the time goes. But that really wasn't the goal. I was just trying to sit here and talk about salt. And I'm going to start doing this at least 3, 4, 5 times a week, if you guys didn't know. And if you get bored of me, then tell me, hey, you need a new topic. You need to change your topic, Nick. The dick needs to change his topic. I love that fish right there. I wish I would have waited out and got a, what do you call it? A yellow watchman blummy. I only have this one saltwater tank, but soon, as soon as I tear down another freshwater tank, I'll have another saltwater tank. $25 right here. I have about, hold on, I gotta count right now. I just tore down the 10 gallon the other night. I only have 6 tanks up right now. And I tore down the 10 gallon so I could put the 20 gallon in my bedroom. I think we'll let this video go to 30 minutes and then log it out. Like I said, don't be afraid to come back today though, guys, because I'm gonna do more than one video. I'm just gonna take maybe a 10 to 15 minute break in between each video, and then shoot back right to chit chatting and shooting. And you know, I figure YouTube can't stop somebody who's just gonna keep on creating, right? The only thing they're taking away is our monetization. They can't take away our freedom. Wow, right? Wow. You know, I remember a day and age in America when your rights could not be infringed on. I remember a thing called the Bill of Rights. I remember when people used to hold the Constitution to some sort of higher standard. Whether they were from this country or not, if they came to this country as a visitor, they even held it to a higher standard. But nowadays, it's like there is no standard. Face off. Look at that face off. He swims above her. She's a female. I already figured that much out. I'm pretty sure he's a male. I'm not 100% certain, but I think because of his head, usually you can tell by their head stripe. An underwater drone that has a camera on it to use in your tank. That would be pretty cool. As long as the blades don't cut the fishy poos. I can't wait to get the freaking freshwater tank up, the big one, because that's going to give me so many more avenues to tear down another tank and turn it into saltwater. Which my idea is probably turn I'm not sure if it's 40 or 50. I've always forget when I measured it. To tear that tank down and do it as saltwater, but that is only in the options or in the cards if I have an extra. Like I said, I'm always going to keep an extra tank around, or an extra tank open for like bad boys and bad girls in the tank, because I know fish don't always get along or like each other or whatnot, so obviously it's a smart idea to keep a tank for that sort of ideal. Timeout tank, yep. And basically that's what I'm going to start dumbing it down to. Smaller tanks for like timeout, and then big tanks for when they all get together. Yeah, I should probably get in here and clean this bubble algae sometime tomorrow or today or the next day. Probably the next day, because I don't want it to spread some more. Small tanks are always needed. People think that, oh, it's a small tank, I don't want it. You know, when you have problems and you have big tanks, you always want to have a little small tank around in case you have a little problem, or vice versa. A couple small tanks around. Say, knock on wood. Say you have an accident and one of your tanks crashes and breaks and becomes a floor piece. If you don't know what I mean by that, that's a joke. That means that your tank became a floor piece, aka it came all over the floor and is no longer. If your tank became a floor piece, you kind of need some tanks to, put the surviving fish or vice versa, the other stuff into. I know that sounds bad at that level of the spectrum, but we do have accidents in this hobby. We aren't always prone to have everything go our way. It isn't what is that? Is that Burger King that have it your way? Yeah, Burger King. It isn't Burger King. You can't have it your way. Sorry, that made me laugh. But yeah, at least there's no greenness on the tank this morning. I really despise waking up and the whole walls are green, man. Drives me insane. I am going to put the tank back to how I had it a week ago, where everything was all stacked in front here. Because I liked the design until I didn't like it. But now I like it again and now I want to put it back to the way it was. Don't you hate that about yourself? Like, in this hobby, I've learned a lot of things thrive on OCD. Oh, we waited long enough. There's a shrimp. There's 2 of them in here. He's coming out. I never really name the shrimp because I don't think about it when I do. I don't see them that often, so that's why they don't get named. We know he's alive. He's the one that molted again. Because that's his molt. I can tell the difference in their molt. If you're going to ask me why or how I can tell, one of them has longer tentacles or feelers than the other. And that's how I can tell them apart. I got them from the same tank. They were both $5.99. I bought both of those shrimp. Okay, so I bought that fish there. I bought that fish there, and I bought the shrimp. Mom bought the Starry Night Blemmy. I paid $5 for the Starry Night. She paid $20. I bought that there. She bought this live rock. And I believe I paid for 1 or 2 pieces of the other pieces of live rock. So basically, me and Mom have gone 50-50 on most parts of this tank, other than the fact she bought the first anemone, and it died. And we're not going to go into that right now, because I don't like to cry. Because I really loved that anemone, I really did. And anyhow, well, let's get off that subject before I start getting all sad. Anyhow, that fish there, I'd been watching him and watching him and watching him at the fish store for like 6 to 7 weeks, maybe longer. I'd been watching him for like at least 3 months. Anyways, he had not gotten bought. I kept coming in and coming in and coming in. He was still in the same tank. I figured, I'm either going to wait for some designer clowns or I'm going to buy this guy, and I ended up buying this guy. Anywho, guys, this is about it for this episode of the Salty Tank. Next video will be both the the other freshwater tanks. One will be in my bedroom, the other one will be in the garage. And then hopefully we get a Google Hangout going by the end of the night, because I'm going to try to do that again and get back up on that too. I hope to not spread myself too thin though, because I am in school. We are doing math every Tuesday and Thursday, but it's after 7 o'clock that I go to school for that, so we should be good. Should be good. I need my cup of coffee, and I need to get on out of here on this saltwater video. So I'll check y'all later. I hope you have a good day, and remember, with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move any mountain, and God bless you all. This is Nick the Dick, saying over and out. And if you stayed this long, you should know that I'm going to be working on the Patreon later tonight. I'm also going to be working on becoming a distributor of Rod's Fish Food. So if people don't know that, you should know that and let it be known. And yeah, I basically plan on having it on lock for the Rod's Fish Food. And if you don't know what that is, go look it up. I'm in California. And basically, I found out yesterday, if you buy $150 worth of Rod's Fish Food, you then become a dealer of their fish food, vice versa. Which is pretty cool. And yeah, what do you think Nick Dick's gonna do with his own money? He's gonna buy a fish food. He's gonna sell it like hotcakes. I forgot to mention that in the video earlier. So that's why I'm mentioning it now. For those who stayed for the few minutes after. Because I'm not done yet. I'm not done talking. Because I usually forget a few things. But yeah, that's my plan. And I know they have various different types of foods. So if you guys go look it up, they've even got freshwater food. So keep that in mind. I know I got a lot of freshy friends out there. So keep it fishy, fish fam, and fish on always. I like to end the videos out on like a consecutive time, either 40 or 30 minutes, and people don't understand that about me. It's like an OCD thing, man. I can't help it. But yeah, that frog spawn's looking great. I do not like doing that. Last minute and a half will show the frog spawn with the blue light on it. It came from one big piece of frog spawn, I can tell you that though. The squirrel came off a big one. I want to say a 30 to 40 inch frog spawn it came off of. A $300 or $400 frog spawn. Yeah, I was doing that just so you guys could kind of see. I wasn't joking. It looks better under blue light. It really does. But yeah, that's not enough light all day long. I got told I have to run this light with both lights on, or the coral and the fish won't survive with it. I found that out. If both lights aren't on at the same time, that's what it is. But yeah, anyways, remember, always keep it fishy, fish fam. And this is Nick the Dick saying over and out. I know I've already said that twice in this video, but hope you have a great day, and God bless you all. And remember, don't let anybody change you, even YouTube. I'm watching you, YouTube. I know you're out there. I know you're trying to steal everybody's money. Bye.